and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. Welcome to Smash Saturday, where I talk about all things Smash related until we get a new Smash game, whether that's Smash 6 or Smash Ultimate Deluxe. Today I want to talk about how we would nerf every single top tier, at least I guess not every single one according to the official tier list, but everyone that I feel like needs a big nerf for Smash Ultimate Deluxe. Let's pretend that Smash Ultimate Deluxe is coming on the Switch too, and I do think that that is a very realistic case, and why we should nerf some of these characters and how I think that they should go about nerfing them. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Sonic. Let's talk about Sonic first, because I think Sonic is a very, very good character. I think he's getting way more representation at the top level. I think he's incredibly broken, but I also think he's fairly hard to execute on in a lot of ways, but his speed makes him a very big threat overall. And I don't think we should take anything away from the speed. He is Sonic the Hedgehog after all. He should be very fast. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think the buffs that they gave him to a lot of his moves made him such a huge threat. I think they need to make up air much less fantastic as it is, and maybe give it some more end lag. It needs to not be such a crazy combo tool. It needs to not have such a big hitbox. They need to do something to make that a little bit better. I also think they should add a few frames of end lag onto fair, so we can't frame trap off stage nearly as well, because Sonic is one of the best edge guarders in the entire game, because he can frame trap you with so many moves that are really safe, and because he can stay off stage for so long, it's really easy to do that. I think those two things are kind of his bigger tools I think really need to be changed, but also I think his air dodge needs a little bit more end lag. He has a frame 2 air dodge for some reason, I have no idea why, but he needs to have more end lag if he's going to have that kind of move, because he gets away with so much like dropped combos, because you have to be so super frame tight on them, being able to get back to stage super easily. I think he needs something to make it a little more punishing. I'm not sure if that will really do all that much, but I think it could maybe help to mitigate some of the things that makes him so good. Next, let's talk about Min Min. I think Min Min is maybe not like the most broken top tier, but because of her tools and the way that she plays, she just can outzone so many characters and just make the game really unbearable to play. And I don't think that's what anybody wants, let alone like the creator of the game. I don't think Sakurai would want a character that's just actually so boring and so monotonous to play. So I think that they should do just a couple of things. They reduce knockback on a lot of the moves. I think that might be the first big thing that they should do. Some of her moves kill ridiculously early, and I think that's absolutely stupid with how much range she has. She shouldn't have nearly as much knockback. She shouldn't do nearly as much damage. Something needs to be fixed on that level, and she needs to have way more end lag. Again, with that much range, being able to control that much space without really any like threat of being punished, unless you're one of the top tiers that has a lot of mobility, a lot of speed, what's the point of even trying to play any other character against this character? She just does so much with so little risk. It's really annoying. So I think if you reduce some knockback and some damage for most of her attacks across the board, and then really hit her with a lot of end lag on her moves, I think she can be a much better character for the meta, and a much better character in casual play too, because if you just bust out Min Min and you know even a little bit what you're doing, you can be the most annoying person at a party. And again, this character just really needs to be more fun, or at least more fun to destroy. So I think they need to do some stuff to Min Min. Next, let's talk about the elephant in the room. That's going to be Steve. Now, I have lots of feelings about Steve, and I think a lot of people do, and I think we should nerf Steve into the ground, because I don't know how much you can do to make this character still not broken. So I think a few changes need to happen. I had a really fantastic suggestion in the comments in one of my videos that I was talking about Steve. If you make blocks platforms that you can just walk right through instead of having collision, that would be fantastic across the board. Then like putting blocks off stage doesn't do anything except give a platform to a character. So not being able to block you off stage or not being able to set up walls on stage would be so huge to fight against Steve. Putting any amount of pressure on him is what makes him struggle and have to scrap and use up his materials more frequently. I think that would be a really fantastic idea. I really like that most. If that's not a thing, then don't let him build blocks just in midair. There's no reason that he should be able to do this. You can't do this in Minecraft. Why can he just build blocks in midair? Should have something connecting to the ground. And I think if you're going to do that and they still have collision and everything, they should deteriorate incredibly quickly. You should not be able to set up a wall and just camp behind it for a very long time. Set up the wall and it disappears 1 second later for the dirt blocks, and maybe a little bit longer for each set. But I think everything has way too much durability. He also needs a really big nerf on his up tilt and his up air. This move is incredibly broken. It's so disjointed, It's so fast and it's so safe with almost no staling. Like even like hitting shield a couple of times, you can't really punish it. You have to run away from him and like hope that you can get away from these easy combo starters that can lead either to like 80% or even death in some scenarios. So I think this move really needs to take a huge hit across the board. This very much feels like Meta Knight in Brawl with how fast he could just do aerials in the air with his up air especially. I think Steve really needs to have that nerfed. I think knockback across the board should be nerfed as well for all of his tools, for his minecart and for his anvil. I think they're too strong. I don't understand why they kill you at such ridiculously low percents. Everything Steve has kills you so early. There's no way there's no reason he should have this much kill power, even with like base tools. It just drives me absolutely insane. And the last thing I think they should do is nerf his up B. He has I don't know if it's a bug or if it's supposed to be a feature or something, where if you up B and you do like a slight angle up, or like down, I don't even know. I've never tried it myself. But if you do a certain input, instead of like getting your normal up B, like that doesn't go super far, you get a lot more distance and go super high. Incredibly annoying. It's crazy that, of course, of all the characters to have that, he has that. I think his glide just needs to be fixed. And I think that's a bug. They should nerf that and get rid of it and just make it so he has just a crappy up B, one that he has to do way out off stage to get back. I think that would make him make the most sense. I think all of these nerfs, again, would still make him probably a very viable top tier, but not the most broken character in the game. I think that would be really healthy for the meta. Next, I want to talk about Pyra. As the game has progressed meta-wise, Mythra looked like the best character, like by far, because it was so fast, so much like disjoint. She had like crazy combo ability. It was like, why even switch to Pyra? Because all of her moves are laggy and annoying. Like it doesn't make sense to give up your speed. Why not just use Mythra? Well, the answer is Pyra has crazy auto cancel windows, incredibly active and lingering hitboxes. The fact that she can just throw out like an up air, a back air, or a down air, and it will kill off the top at ridiculously early percents if she hits like the sour spot in any of them is just a crime. Knockback needs to be absolutely destroyed on this character. There's no reason she should have smash attacks in the air with all of her aerials. Even her Nair kills ridiculously early if you hit sweet spot. It just doesn't make sense to me. They needs to reduce knockback and all those things, get some of those lingering hitboxes off. Her spike on her down air, if you look at like Marth and Lucina, they have like the one frame window where you can hit their spike. Very precise, and it's very rewarding to hit. Pyra is just a giant sweeping spike that is super active for some reason. Get rid of those things. She needs to not have such huge lingering aerials. There's no reason to have this with how like enormous the attack is. Either get rid of the lingering hitboxes or make them not send you anywhere. They have no business being as strong as they are. I think Pyra is the main offender. I think there should be a nerf to side B to some degree as well. I know it's kind of like a noob killer move online specifically because of the latency and everything, but it is an annoying move, and it's weird that she can act out of it so quickly and be like completely safe, set up like ledge trapping. I just think the move needs to be tweaked a little bit. It shouldn't stay out as long, or she should be in like stunned the whole time. She shouldn't be able to act out of it. I don't know, something like that I think would be really good for the character, but I'd really settle for knockback getting cut across the board. And Mythra, I don't know if she needs all that many changes for how ridiculously broken Mythra can be. She's just kind of cool to watch. I actually really enjoy Mythra as a character in concept. I think she's really fun. I'd maybe nerf like neutral B if I'm gonna like get rid of something, give it some more end lag because it's very safe. But I do like the move. I like that you can combo into it and stuff. Maybe give it some more end lag. I don't know. I think Mythra is probably pretty fine. I would just really like to address Pyra in a huge way. I'd also like to talk about Mr. Game & Watch. This character, I don't know how they flew under the radar for such a long time, but man, this character needs some fixes. Up B especially needs to not be invincible. I don't know why it is. It's such a broken move, and the fact that it's frame 3, if I'm not mistaken, is really stupid. So again, drop out of combos super easily. It's fully invincible, so you can't contest it at all. You can go off stage and use it and kill really early and then just float back to stage. It's kind of a jack of all trades move, and it really shouldn't be as strong as it is. I don't like that it can combo into up air. I think up air honestly could use some nerfs. I think it's too fast. You can just frame trap so many people in the air and keep them juggled for a very long time with little to no effort. It's a huge hitbox. Something needs to change about that. I think end lag would probably be the best thing to do to mitigate that. I also think Nair should be nerfed into the ground. That move is ridiculous. It is huge, disjointed. It beats out most attacks, and it combos into a lot of things and can combo into a cheeky judge kill, but Game & Watches aren't really doing that every now. I think it's funny when it does happen, so I'm not opposed to that, but Nair needs some changes for sure. I think it's too strong of a combo move and too safe for what it does and what it is. And lastly, shave some frames, add some frames onto smash attacks. Game & Watches get away with just spamming smash attacks way too much, and it's ridiculous. It's time to be done with all this. I just can't believe this character really hasn't been touched at all. The last character I want to talk about is going to be Rob. I think Rob is incredibly broken in a lot of ways. I know a lot of Rob players will downplay gyro, but that move really is ridiculous. The fact that you can just, if it's shielded, immediately toss out another gyro is pretty stupid. It needs a very long cooldown. I don't understand why some characters lose, Rosalina loses Luma, has to wait 10 seconds. You lose your bike with Wario, you have to wait 10 seconds. Give gyro a 10-second cooldown. It's a item that you can use to get 0 to deaths with, and pairing with your super safe Nair, it's a ridiculously broken tool. The fact that it can stay on stage and it's extremely hard to pick up for a lot of characters, it's just a stupid thing. And again, I'm not going to give any courtesy to Rob players trying to give us the tools like dash up and press A and you'll pick it up automatically. Yeah, but if you're setting it up to now trap me into thinking I need to go pick it up, and now you're hitting me with all your Rob BS, it doesn't matter that I know how to pick up gyro. It's just really broken. It lasts for too long on stage with such an active hitbox. It's just too good. I also think rotor arms need to be nerfed really heavily. The base knockback is really too strong. The fact that you can kill people 40% if you're anywhere close to the blast zone off stage is just stupid. And the fact that it traps you and you can't SDI out of it is just really dumb. Luigi's Cyclone is easier to get out of than Rob's rotor arms. I just don't think the base knockback should be anywhere as strong as it is. I think nerfing that would be a big thing. And also, let's fix up tilt. Up tilt needs to be something that actually works consistently, or is just a bad move, because right now you can combo off of up tilt into more whatever you want to do, up tilt into up tilt into up air. If you get the weird hitbox of up tilt where it doesn't work for some reason, you can do 5 up tilts in a row and it'll connect into the one that actually does work. It's just a stupid move. Fix it. Do something. I'd also like more end lag on it so it doesn't combo into hardly anything. It's a stupid move. I think Rob's up tilt is awful. His Nair, I think, can stay completely the same. I think Rob's Nair is very good, but if you just learn how to parry it, it's not nearly as good as Rob's think it is. You can just parry, get really good at parrying getting the parry window down, and then go to town on Rob. Take him down. If you're playing Luigi, smoke him. Luigi does very well against Rob, especially if you know how to parry. Now, one thing I completely forgot to mention until I was editing this video, and I needed to include it in this video about Rob, is his up B. I think this needs to be addressed in a major way. Rob is very unique that he can up B and use an aerial and then up B again and jump out of his up B. He can use it multiple times out of different moves, off stage, above the stage, wherever he wants to do it. I think up B is extremely broken and needs to be fixed. He has way too much fuel and he has way too many options off stage. There is almost nothing you can do to trap Rob into a bad situation off stage because he has disjoints with his up air. He has lots of mix-ups that he can do with his up B, utilizing his fuel in really smart ways. It just gets back to stage way too easily, or gets above the stage way too easily. He can stall out, he can do a lot of just bull crap. So I think they need to change something about his up B. I think he shouldn't be able to do anything after using an up air or something. He shouldn't be able to jump, and he shouldn't be able to up B again. He should only be able to air dodge or something. Duck Hunt has the same thing where he up Bs, you can air dodge, you can do an aerial, but then you fall into free fall. That should be what happens for Rob. So I don't know what they need to do to fix that, but that is something I felt like I had to address here. So those are the characters I'd really like to see nerfed. I don't think other characters like Kazuya really need to be addressed. I think Kazuya is actually really good for the meta because he's super fast. I think execution heavy characters are pretty cool for the most part. I didn't like him early on. I thought he was really broken. I thought that, people talking about banning him, I'm like, whatever, yeah, I'm probably fine with that. But now as we get further on, it's like, no, this character engages. This character interacts fully. Sure, Electric Wind Godfist is stupid. Maybe it could use a little bit of tweaking, but honestly, the character is pretty sick, and watching him do crazy combos, is pretty fun. The Luigi Kazuya archetype is actually pretty cool to watch, and as we're seeing the more lame characters rise to the top, it's fun to watch them. Other characters that I don't think really need addressing, I don't think Snake needs any nerfs despite how really fantastic and broken he can be. I think his setup game and the way he has to play is really difficult, and it's really cool to watch someone excel with a character like that. Same with Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong's a character that is really hard to play well with, and some matchups are just crazy hard to deal with anyway. I think the character is fine where he needs to be. But let me know in the comments section down below if you have any other top tiers that you think need to be fixed or nerfed. I'll probably do a video on characters I really think should be buffed in a major way, talking about that next week. I think that'll be really fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.